Hey y'all, I know that I haven't made a video in a while, but there's a very good reason for that. You see, I've been thinking about the fact that I've been making videos since January, and for some reason I'm not instantly famous. So, I've decided to put aside something like personal morality and become a beauty vlogger. Get ready for my first makeup tutorial! First thing that we're going to start with is liquid foundation. Except this stuff usually makes my skin itchy and doesn't really match my skin tone. So we can at least put on some highlighter, which I don't actually have because I don't use that either. Instead, I'll start with some liquid eyeliner. Now, the goal with liquid eyeliner is to just focus on not stabbing yourself in the eye. That's really helpful. And then channel your inner raccoon. I don't really have an exact way to do the wings, so just flick, flick, flick those out. Next, it's time to put on lip liner, because apparently this is important before putting on lipstick. Then it's time to put on your lipstick, which for me is almost always red. And really, the redder the better. If you can be mistaken for a chap-lipped clown who sucks on cherry popsicles, that is aesthetic. Lastly, if you're unsatisfied with how this looks, but you should have left your house 15 minutes ago, rub on some body glitter until you forget your mistakes. Remember, glitter is like texting that cute boy you know won't text you back. Feels good in the moment, but will be immediately regretful. Now that I have my subpar makeup on, you might be saying to yourself, "Really, Sam, you think this is your ticket to stardom?" And, well, no, not really. It was more of a way to segue into talking about my feelings surrounding makeup. You see, growing up, makeup was something that I always struggled with. Of course, back then, we didn't have the same level of airbrushed, contoured looks that are all the rage now. I mean, this is the early 2000s we're talking about. But still, it was something that I could never quite get right. My mom and my older sister always wore little to no makeup, and if I ever came to them and said, "Hey, what is this or how do I use it?" typically they just put it in my hand and told me to run off and experiment. And that never really satisfied me as a kid. So, you would think, with my personal history, I would be the perfect person to go and watch all of the beauty vlogs. And yet, I find myself really against the idea of them. If we look at how makeup was in the past, there was a time where, as a woman, you couldn't leave the house without a full face of makeup. It was considered like being naked. And unlike other beauty practices that are being left in the past, there is still this strong pressure for women to wear makeup, or they're seen as unprofessional or underdressed. I've even had people tell me that I would need to wear makeup if I wanted to succeed as a woman on YouTube. What really gets me about these videos is they kind of seem to portray this idea that these are the kinds of looks you should be wearing every day. And they're not just lipstick and mascara looks, they're base, foundation, highlighter, blush, lipstick, eyeliner, eyebrow pencil. It just keeps going. These videos often have titles like "Everyday Makeup Looks" or "What Makeup You Can't Leave Home Without." They're perpetuating this idea that makeup is something that must be constantly worn, and the kind of people who are going to be drawn to these videos, young women and young girls, are really susceptible to these ideas. Now, there was a time when groups of women were trying to move away from the normalization of the makeup face. During the second wave of feminism, there was a large group of women who were wholesale rejecting these ideas of traditional female beauty. This is where the idea of bra burning comes from, but it's not just that. It was also cutting your hair short and letting your armpit hair grow out, and not wearing heels, and yes, going without makeup. And these women didn't only reject these ideas of beauty for themselves, they wanted women as a whole to reject these ideas because they saw them as oppressive concepts of beauty. Now you might say, "But Sam, I'm just a simple person who likes to look pretty and make videos about how other people can look pretty with pretty colors. I'm not at fault for these issues." And, you know, there is some truth to that. After all, these standards existed before beauty gurus, and they existed before YouTube and before the internet as a whole. They're not new concepts. But what I find incredibly frustrating is that we can't even have a discussion about these patriarchal concepts of beauty because there will always be one woman who stands up and says, I'm not influenced by the patriarchy. I wear 9-inch heels because I like to. I wake up 3 hours before work to do my makeup because I like to. I feel pretty for me. And well, yeah, I see people's point in that, but it just feels like the same pre-feminist ideas of beauty with a feminist label printed on the tin. It ignores the patriarchal history of these items and claims that because some women like them, they can't be sexist or problematic or in need of changing. Now, if you really do enjoy makeup, I'm not here to shame you. Lord knows women get shamed for enough things already. What I want to do is make you question your ideas further. I know a lot of women who feel ugly or naked without makeup on, who can't even leave their house to do something as simple as go to the grocery store without putting makeup on, and pride themselves on the fact that their partners have never seen them without makeup on. The explosion of beauty blogs can only add to these ideas of needing to be visually perfect to be acceptable, and not to mention the material cost of trying to live up to that unattainable idea of beauty, which is even worse if you're lower class or possibly women of color. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Why do teenage girls think that they need to sport professional layers of makeup just to feel normal? And why do our ideas of beauty have to be so attached to face paint? And in the end, you like what you like, but those ideas need to be challenged and they need to be questioned. And with the plethora of makeup and beauty vlogs that now exist on YouTube, I worry about the effect that will have on young women. Not to mention that becoming a beauty vlogger is more and more being seen as this shortcut to stardom. And I worry about the kind of effect that can have on, say, a 17-year-old who tries to present this idealized beauty idea to an audience. So my question and my worry for makeup vloggers is really this. Even if they've reconsidered their own individual ideas of makeup and they think that at the end of the day, they still enjoy makeup, they still like the artistry of makeup, they want to continue to do it, is it also something that they should be passing on to a whole plethora of women who will be watching their videos? And I'm not sure that it is. So that's it for this time. I'll see you later. But come back the next couple of times to see my feelings about the new She-Ra reboot, my feelings around my experiences and identities as a international student, and my silly song covers. So, see you soon. Bye.